only on the train.
Our information is always correct.
That's true, Captain. And if...
Oh, good afternoon, guard. Will you let me have 2 tickets to Rangoon?
Your names, please?
Peter Van Hoost.
Otto Brinker.
I'm sorry, I have no reservations in those names.
Oh, I know. We had to make up our minds pretty suddenly to take this train. You see, it's vitally important for us to get back to Batavia. You can find a place for us somewhere, can't you?
Your passport's in order?
Oh, yes, quite.
You have been traveling in China?
Yes, on private business.
This is wartime. The regulations, you understand. I must know the nature of that business.
Oh, I'm a German spy.
Well, these will be returned to you.
Thank you.
We are quite crowded. I won't be able to give you a compartment together.
Oh, that's all right. Anything will do.
Two strap here, the hair like around.
What you got, son?
This way, please. Room for one in here.
I'll take it.
Good afternoon, my friend. You speak Chinese?
I'm sorry.
I speak plenty English. Very much happy for change practice. Men below me under Wu-Tang foot. Businessman going Bombay. Your name?
My name's Peter Van Hoost.
You businessman too?
I have a rubber plantation near Batavia. If the Japs haven't bombed it off the map.
Japanese people make much property. They like a food, strike and steal. One day they'll be very sorry. You like a rich restaurant?
Not just now, thank you.
Money about the king.
I hope, sir, you are not allergic to the smell of cigars.
Not at all.
You would like to try one? It is a Burmese cheroot.
Thanks just the same.
Just what did you say your name was?
I didn't say. It's Peel.
My name is Yu Yimpor. I imagine you are very curious to know what the U stands for, huh? It means uncle. You see, here in Burma, uncle is official title like French monsieur or American mister. Very humorous, no?
Yes, very.
And much as your roving reporter hated to leave her to trust the ship to the tender mercies of the bungling officials who confiscated it, it had to be done.
Open, please.
Just a minute. However, the loss of my plane resulted in a heaven-sent opportunity to travel by truck over the Burma Road and to see with my own eyes. Blast those officious fools. All right, come on, Mills, open the door. Well, what now?
Pardon, Petinma. A few necessary questions.
What, again? I'm Carolyn Rollins, the aviatrix and writer. I'm an American citizen traveling under special press correspondence passport. Show them, Mills. I have to finish this article before we reach the cable office at Rangoon, so would you please go away and let me work?
Miss Rollins, you intend with your secretary to embark at Rangoon for the United States?
No, we have our bicycles waiting.
Bicycles? Waiting?
Please leave the door open. There now, dear. Drink your tea. It'll make you feel better.
Feel better.
Now. When this is all over, maybe we can go back again.
Back to what? The ruins of my hospital?
China and the Chinese people will always be there, and we can build a bigger hospital.
Yes. What is it?
Pardon. A few questions, please. Your names?
Dr. and Mrs. McIntyre. The address, Kunchao, Hunan Province, China. But I'm afraid our mail won't be reaching us there.
For a while.
What the man? Very funny. You should read this.
Yes, I believe I should.
Have you seen him?
No. I'm worried. I think he's been warned.
That's impossible. He thinks we're still in Shanghai. Would you recognize him?
Of course. Even if he would have disguised himself.
Pardon me.
This is too public. Come to my compartment when the others are at dinner.
The weather will be very hot in Rangoon. You are bound for Rangoon?
Oh, yes.
Some people dislike hot weather, but me, I like it. It is good for butterflies.
I suppose so.
Recreation is of the highest importance in bad times like this. You, I see, are artistic gentlemen. You have paint on your fingers. You find recreation in painting. I have this. Junonia aritia, Atacus atlas, Campelotes. Every one of these I have trapped with my little net. Then from my net, they go into my little bottle, and from my little bottle, there is no escape.
Dinner, sir. Dinner, sir.
Ah, dinner.
Sir.
That is another one of my recreations. You will join me?
No, thanks.
Dinner, sir. Dinner, sir. Dinner, sir. Dinner, sir.
Don't you ever knock?
Beautiful effect. Beautiful, Vicky. You will be a credit to Mr. Simondis. And the emeralds, too. It's a shame that such a display must be wasted on your humble servants.
Wasted? I don't get it.
But surely, Miss Nielsen, you understand why going to the dining car would not be in keeping with the dignity of your position. After all, you are going to be the wife of Mr. Alexander Simondis, the second richest gentleman in Asia.
Look, I gotta be married to that guy the rest of my life. Do I have to start now?
It would be wise for you to accustom yourself to what your future life will be like. Is it necessary to remind you that when I discovered you in Shanghai, you were very happy at the prospect of having 3 meals a day? You have not forgotten there are hundreds stranded in China with less attractive prospects.
No, I haven't forgotten.
So don't. Nothing must go wrong with this contract. I have gone through considerable trouble.
For which you're getting a nice fat commission.
Mr. Simondis is very generous and very jealous. He's also insistent on having his orders carried out to the letter. No scandal can be permitted. We understand each other.
You make it very clear, Mr. Nicholas.
After all, it will not be so bad, Vicky. His beautiful yacht will be waiting for us at Rangoon.
Mem Sap wish to try other dress?
No, just finish unpacking, please.
Come in.
You rang, Tucky?
Yes, I'll have dinner here. Clear those dead bugs away, will you?
Oh, yes. Hobby of the celebrated Uncle Yingpor.
Celebrated? What's he celebrated for? Being a harmless old bore?
Not so harmless. He catches other things besides butterflies.
What things?
Men. He's chief inspector of the Burmese CID.
CID? The police?
Yes, Tucky. He's a very great detective. Your order, Tucky?
I've changed my mind.
Yes, Tucky.
brought to mind. Should old acquaintance be forgot for the sake of old lang syne? For the sake of old lang syne. For the sake of old lang syne. Come in, whoever you are, for the sake of old lang syne. Should old acquaintance be forgot and never...
Say, young man, you're making a beast of a noise. Interrupted my nap.
Sorry, sacred duty. This is for Gordy. The Japs couldn't kill him, but a malaria mosquito did. All right, boys, all together. Should all acquaintance be denied and never brought to mind?
What's all that got to do with this?
Sacred duty. There's only 4 more to go. Care to join me?
What? My name's Blimpton, Colonel Algernon Blimpton, late of His Majesty's Sussex Watch.
Glad to know you, Colonel. My name's Barton, Frederick Barton, USA. Just finished 2 years as construction engineer on the Burma Road.
Beastly place that. I've just traveled over it. But what's that got to do with all this?
Well, you see, it's like this. 8 of us came out of the States to see the job through. I'm the only one that's going back. You know how it is. We used to dream about heading for home, celebrating over a bottle of good old American bourbon. Maybe I'm a bit sentimental, but I'm carrying on for the gang.
I see. Sort of memorial service, eh? I can remember when I was stationed at Darjeeling. That's up in the hill country, you know. Well, something got you a bit, old boy? Ah, yes. Nice little bit of fluff. Good hunting, eh?
Joe Deco Cabadai.
Guard, I'd like to change my compartment.
I'm too busy later if you will wait in the dining car.
I'd like to see how they take it.
Whoop say Cabada, Barger say Coupe Deco.
Watch your guts out.
You are.
Vicky.
Do you mind if I touch you to see if you're real?
Bart, I thought you were dead.
Never mind that. We'll take up where we left off. Look, Vicky, I've been stuck in a construction camp for 2 years, wondering if you were alive or dead. You look just the same. The way your lips curl up when you smile. The way your hair curls up around your forehead.
Don't, Bart. It's too late for that. Like it?
Quiet, please. Quiet. Enemy planes overhead. I've had orders to black out.
Lights out, please. Black out. Lights out, please. Black out.
All right. Well, don't sit there jittering. It's only another air raid alarm. Bombers. Japanese bombers. Naturally. They promised to take air control over the entire Orient. But the Japanese. Mills, you're a sentimental fool. We'll all have to face facts. You can't turn back the wave of the future.
Quiet, please. I'll take charge here if you don't mind. Everybody under the tables. Much safer. Come and look lively, under the table. Don't you understand? This is an air raid. You're supposed to be under the table.
If you don't mind, we'll just sit here. Mother and I have been through many air raids.
Afraid?
No.
Remember the last time I had my arms around you? We were dancing at the Shanghai club.
That never really happened. We dreamed those 2 weeks.
Oh, no, we didn't, Vicky.
Bart, I'm going to be married tomorrow. I'm going to be Mrs. Alexander Simondes.
Oh. Who is he?
He's a very rich man.
Simondes. Sounds more like a restaurant to me.
Oh, it isn't funny. Oh, Bart, war does strange things to people. You don't know what it was like in Shanghai after it was bombed. I had to do something.
In love with this guy?
I've never seen him.
The engineer is signaling an all clear. It's all right now.
Waiter, some drinks.
But, Vicky, it doesn't make sense.
Don't you understand? Everything's been arranged. I've signed the marriage contract.
So what?
Pretend you don't know me.
Ah, here you are. I was worried.
You needn't be.
I thought you might be frightened by the blackout. I went to your room and found you were out.
Is there any good reason why I shouldn't get out of that place for a while?
Of course not. But next time let me know. I'll be most happy to accompany you. You see, I take my responsibilities very seriously. I didn't order this.
English, sir, but drink, sir.
Yes, I took the liberty of ordering them. Nothing like a bit of a scare to break the ice, what? We're all in the same boat. Travelers to wherever we're going. Cheerio! I said happy landings.
Thank you, sir. To our safe arrival in Rangoon.
Huh? Oh, sure.
That's more like it. My name's Blimpton. Colonel Algernon Blimpton, retired. Now, we four must have a game of poker later on, right? Of course you play.
Oh, yes, of course. Thanks very much.
Oh, naturally. It's a great American game. Mr. Barton is an American engineer, homeward bound.
How do you do? My name is Nicholas. And, this is Victoria Nilsson. Or have you already met?
Why, no, we haven't.
How do you do?
How do you do?
Coffee's here, Sahib.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad to meet you, Miss Nielsen. And we'll meet again later on for that poker game, what?
Oh, of course. See you later.
Yeah.
An American engineer. Of course, I have seen you in Shanghai.
I'm afraid not. I haven't been there in a couple of years.
Is that so?
That's right, my friend. Bart and I have been working together on the Burma Road. My name is Jonathan Peel.
You are traveling together, gentlemen?
Yes, all the way to New York. Isn't that so, Bart?
Would you excuse me, please? Sorry. Thank you. Good evening, gentlemen.
Evening.
8 rupees, 10 annas. Imagine, gentlemen, I work for one of the richest men in Asia, and he makes me keep an expense account.
Well, Mr. Nicholas, don't forget the poker game. You can put your losses down on that swindle sheet.
Perhaps, maybe. Good evening, gentlemen.
Evening.
Close call, wasn't it?
Yeah. Thanks very much for what you did.
Oh, that's all right, but Just to protect the girl, you know. Hadn't we better carry on? I mean, since I'm supposed to be traveling with you, I thought that...
Huh? What?
Well, I'm changing my compartment anyway. It would be a favor to me if...
Oh, sure, of course. Number 5.
Well, thanks. I'll get my things.
Hey, Peel, just a minute.
It seems to me we are wasting time.
Does a cat waste time outside a mouse hole?
And suppose you do smoke out, Peel? What then?
First, we recover our property.
And then?
Need you ask? Mr. Peel has, shall we say, outlived his usefulness to our little group.
What's the first move?
Very much examining Danica. Me get stuck under the table.
That reminds me, we haven't had dinner yet.
It would be a grave mistake to underestimate the tenacity of the Chinese. I have it on excellent authority that the Chinese have put all their eggs in one basket. My informant advises that there is a tremendous ammunition dump in a secret location somewhere near the Chinese terminus of the Burma Road. Hundreds of thousands of pounds of high explosives are stored there. Naturally, this information would be very valuable in the hands of the Axis military.
I'm sorry.
Oh, for heaven's sake, Mills, try to pull yourself together. I'm almost finished, and then you can go and have your dinner. The dining car will be crowded now anyway. Now, what was the last line?
Naturally, the information...
Yes, naturally. Naturally, this information would be very valuable in the hands of the Axis military.
Hello. I've been looking everywhere for you. What about that poker game?
1,000 thanks, no. I'm too tired.
Oh, that's too bad. Too bad. Oh, I beg your pardon.
It's all right.
Heavy sea running, what?
Yes, you're making up time.
I see, you chaps play poker. We're getting up a friendly game.
No, thank you.
Oh, come now. You were just complaining of being bored. Thanks, we'd be delighted.
Splendid, simply splendid. We can play right here at this table. I'll pop along and get the other 2 chaps. They'll be tickled to death.
All right.
Tickled to death.
What's the idea of wasting time by playing cards?
Just occurred to me, the dining car is the crossroads of the train. Everybody comes here sooner or later. It's a good excuse to stay here and watch for our man.
Come in. Come along, gentlemen, come along. The goddess of fortune awaits.
Huh?
The poker game. I ran into 2 very nice chaps in the dining car. Dutch rubber planters from Batavia. Come, mustn't keep them waiting.
Okay, but I'm quitting early.
Well, if you don't mind, gentlemen, I'd
Oh,
rather...
come along, old boy. It'll do you good to get out and meet some people. I'm sure you'll like them. Couple of jolly good fellows.
Well, all right.
Ah, good.
Remember, you're moving out before 1.
Yes, before 1.
We're here, gentlemen. Come along. This is Mr. Peel. Mr. Peel's an artist, you know. And Mr. Barton, Mr. Frederick Barton from New York.
Evening, gentlemen.
I don't think I have your name.
Peter Van Host. And this is Otto Brinker. Delighted to meet you, Mr. Peel. Delighted.
Waiter, pack of cards.
Come on, sit down, Colonel.
Thank you. Thank you.
Excuse me, gentlemen, I didn't bring any money with me.
Well, let me be your bank for the time being, won't you, Mr. Peel?
Now, what's the limit?
Oh, 5 rupee limit, I think.
That suits me.
All right.
Incidentally, I'm quitting before 1 o'clock.
Oh, that's all right, my boy. Now, to see who deals.
Your card, Mr. Peel. Oh, the ace of spades. I hope you're not superstitious.
You deal, Mr. Peel.
What are we playing, jackpot or stud?
Jackpot, I think, huh?
It's all right.
Okay with me.
That's a nice case, Mr. Peel. That for your winnings?
Jacks are better opens. Speak up, gentlemen.
Open for 5.
All right.
Twice.
One card.
6-3.
2. One for me, please, Mr. Peel.
Excuse me.
Check.
Have it 5.
I'll raise it 5.
Play.
I'll ride along.
Yes, so do I. What have we got?
Flush.
Beats me.
And beats me.
I'm out.
Full house.
Full house, huh? It's a lucky start, Mr. Beale.
I've always heard it's very unlucky to win the first hand.
May I have my note, Mr. Peel?
Right, Hill.
I finished the corrections, Miss Rollins.
Oh, all right.
Good night, Miss Rollins.
Night.
I'll raise it 5.
5 and 5 more.
I'm out.
It's cutthroat, eh? Up another 5.
I'm out. And once more, it'll cost you 10, Mr. Peel.
10, 5 more.
And I'll see you, Mr. Beale.
So will I. What have you got?
4 queens.
4 queens. Oh, it's amazing. The fellow's colossal.
Beats 3 kings. I might have known you'd have one more picture than I, Mr. Peel.
I never say die, Mr. Van Hoops. Your luck will change.
I'm sure it will.
Come in. Find my secretary, Miss Mills. Have her come here at once. She has a berth in the second-class car.
Yes, Takima.
For me, Miss Rollins?
Oh, yes, Mills. I had a thought and wanted to dictate to you, but it can wait till morning.
Why, Miss Rollins, these are not your notes. And this case... Oh, I must have picked up the wrong one in the dining car. I'll get yours back. I'll report it to the conductor immediately.
Oh, that's all right, Mills. Anyone can make a mistake, and don't let it upset you. You needn't report it tonight. Tomorrow will do.
Yes, Miss Rollins.
And Mills, when you speak to the conductor, don't stress the importance of my briefcase. Just inquire casually. You understand?
Yes. Yes, Miss Rollins.
Good night.
Good night.
Show down, gentlemen.
Beats me.
I haven't won a pot all night.
You must be very lucky at love, Mr. Barton.
That's what you think. Whose deal?
Time you go to sleep now. Very important you be beautiful tomorrow.
I'm not sleepy. But I won't need you anymore, Mina.
It's my duty to serve the Mem Sahib.
got?
All hearts.
I got you this time. Full house.
All hearts from the 10 to the ace.
A royal flush. It's unbelievable.
Well, Mr. Peel, you're certainly a lucky man.
Well, good night, gentlemen.
Good night, Mr. Trump.
You said you were an artist, Mr. Peel. You didn't say what kind.
Come, mustn't be a bad loser, you know.
Gentlemen, can't we play a little longer?
Don't be greedy, Mr. Peel.
You've jolly well taken us down as it is.
You don't get your winnings, Mr. Peel.
Oh, hold on. I never knew such a lucky fellow. You? Well, there's nothing like a good game of poker to sharpen a man's wit. Night all.
Night. Night.
Night.
Hey, don't lock that. You're moving out, you know.
Not, I can't.
Oh, yes, you are. I said you could camp here till 1 o'clock. You made a bargain, you'll have to keep it.
But I can't, I tell you. You don't know what you're doing.
Oh, yes, I do.
You don't understand. This means everything to me. Everything. I know you've got your secrets with that girl. But I've got mine, too.
I don't give a hang about your secret. Now, are you going to get out of here, or do I have to throw you out?
Listen, I'll give you back what you lost. Just let me stay in here tonight.
The answer is no.
Is he dead? Well, it's no concern of mine.
I know what you're thinking. You think I pulled a double cross. That's what you think, isn't it?
Frankly, yes. The Chinese will pay a large sum to keep that map out of our hands. Was that your intention, Mr. Peel?
That thought never entered my mind. I was prevented from following your instructions in China. They were after me.
Yes, of course. And the map?
I brought it with me. I'll turn it over to you. I don't want anything for it. Not anything at all.
Your case, Mr. Peel?
It's not in there. I made other arrangements. I switched cases. It's on this train. I can get it for you the very first thing in the morning.
Your nerves are badly upset, Mr. Peel. You've been working too hard. You need a little holiday.
Listen, you have to trust me. We're all in the same boat. One word from me, you'll be before a firing squad in an hour.
You think of everything, don't you, Mr. Peel?
And don't forget, I'm the only one who knows where that map is. And look, Captain. Here, take all my poker winnings. Here, take it all.
The American, too? He's just unconscious. Did you get it? Not yet, but it's on the train. Help me with this one. He goes out.
We're slowing down. We're coming to a station.
It's just as well if the body's found here.
Huh?
Bart,
Oh.
what happened?
He hit me.
Who did?
Peel. He's dead. You better get out of here.
What about you?
I'll think of something.
Take care of yourself.
I will.
I will fix it, Takima.
Oh, it's all right, really.
The Takima will be free in a moment.
Oh, don't bother, please.
The Takima, she was caught in the door. Not too much smoke, no? That is better, no? Takina's dead.
Look, I haven't much money. Seem to have more than I thought I had. How about taking it worse and letting the lady go before the conductor gets here?
Just a minute.
Lucia Toby.
La mer.
Look, if I was going to lie, don't you think I'd cook up a better story than that?
Possibly. But you admit to quarreling with Mr. Peel, no? And then they finally pulled a knife on you, so you strangled him. No?
No. Oh, what a head. Look, Inspector, I lost about $50 in that poker game. You don't kill a man for that.
I have had men hung for murder over a copper coin.
Excuse me, please.
Uncle, this is Dr. McIntyre.
Oh, there, Doctor.
Inspector, Mr. Barton was unconscious when I came in the room. Now, how in the world do you think...
Possibly a pretense. The doctor shall have a word about that later. But as for you, miss, just why did you come here?
She was passing and heard me groaning.
There was no appointment?
Of course not.
Yes, there was an appointment. I knew Mr. Barton years ago. There was something I had to explain to him.
You wanted to tell him about your coming marriage. You look surprised. But of course, I was officially advised.
Why, this man has been dead over an hour.
So, Peel met his death over an hour ago, which makes it, oh, well before 1 o'clock. Since the young lady's appointment was for 1, I should say she is removed from suspicion for the moment. You may leave.
What about him?
Oh, we shall take excellent care of Mr. Barton.
You better go.
Now, Mr. Barton, I was...
Listen, I told you Peel hit me over the head when I was trying to get him to leave my room. That's all I remember.
Doctor.
Yes?
Doctor, is it not possible for a man to receive a head injury which removes the memory of events immediately preceding?
Oh, yes. It's quite common in concussion cases.
And is it not possible for a man with such an injury to have a delayed reaction so that he could perform certain acts before he lost consciousness?
Yes, it's possible, but not very probable. By the way, Inspector, this may interest you.
Oh. There is blood on it. Mr. Barton, the late Mr. Peel has marked his killer. Would you be good enough to submit to a physical examination?
Oh, everything happens to me. It's a good thing I didn't cut my face shaving this morning.
Please ask every man on the train to come to the baggage car at once.
And not the taquinas?
I don't think so. It is extremely unlikely that a woman could have strangled Peel. You agree, Doctor?
Perfectly. The marks on the throat were those of a man with large hands.
Get a stretcher and take him along. Thank you, Doctor. I regret the necessity of disturbing you, but it is my duty. This morning, sometime before 1 o'clock, a murder was committed on this train. No. Please. The deceased was an artist, Jonathan Peel, traveling under a Canadian passport. Uncover the body, please.
Now, what's all this about? Look here, old boy, this is not the proper way to conduct an investigation. In a case like this,
Thank you, Colonel. Please, gentlemen, do not misunderstand me. I did not expect that the sight of the victim's body would frighten anyone into confessing. As a matter of fact, a confession will not be necessary. Within 10 minutes, I expect to have the killer positively identified. You see, it is said that the cleverest murderer always makes one mistake. In this case, the crime was committed in the presence of a witness who lay helpless while the crime was being perpetrated.
Fat lot of good that kind of witness will do.
Correction, Colonel. Mr. Barton, gentlemen, was in no condition to see the murder, but he did hear the murderer. In spite of the partial coma in which this witness lay, he was able to overhear parts of the argument between the killer and his victim. In a few minutes, Mr. Barton will be brought in here and given an opportunity to listen to each and every one of you repeating those same phrases.
Oh, look here, Inspector, this is most unorthodox.
Inspector?
Yes, Doctor. Well, Doctor, where is your patient?
He's in no condition to continue with this investigation, Inspector. I gave him a sedative and put him to bed in his compartment.
Oh, that is too bad. I am sorry, gentlemen. This will have to be postponed till morning. You may return to your rooms. And may I add, for your information, I have given instructions that the train will make no stops until this case is cleared up. Thank you.
Everything's quiet. The American sleeps.
Good. We haven't much time. It's almost daybreak. There's the key to his compartment.
And the map?
You'll get that tomorrow. I know exactly where it is. There must be no mistake.
You may trust me, Captain.
And remember.
I understand. I must not be taken.
right?
Oh, yes, Inspector. He's going to be fine.
I think I will have to buy him a new hat. Well, Doctor?
He was instantly killed, Inspector. The faces, it'll be difficult to identify.
Is the body too badly bruised to see if he has any knife wounds?
No, I don't think so.
If you would be so kind, Doctor, please make a very thorough examination of him.
Of course, Inspector.
And guard, get me please the passports you collected from the passengers.
Yes, the king.
Please don't bother me with that now.
But the Mem Sahib must try it on.
I won't put that wedding dress on, and that's final. Now get out of here. Leave me alone.
The Mem Sahib says no, she will not wear this.
Something wrong, Vicky?
Plenty wrong.
I have gone to great trouble and expense to arrange this matter.
Oh, a lady can change her mind, can't she?
It's a privilege a lady loses when she signs a contract.
I don't care about that.
Put on this wedding dress. We arrive soon in Rangoon where Mr. Simondes is waiting for us. You can't back out now.
Would you please tell Miss Nielsen I've got to talk to her?
Mem Sahib does not wish to see anyone.
Otto Brinker, Zeuter Plantation, Batavia. Height 5 feet 11 inches. Weight 205 pounds. This is our man. He is the only one who fits the description.
He got on the train at Lasher with another Dutchman, a man by the name of Van Hoogst.
Excuse me, please.
Yes, Doctor.
Inspector, there is absolutely no sign of any knife wounds on the body.
I see. Doctor,
Yes.
do me a favor. Please, re-examine the body of Mr. Peel.
Well, yes, Inspector.
I want every passenger brought here at once.
Yes, the king.
And guard, take special pains to find Mynheer Van Hoogst.
Come in, Mills. Who are you?
I'm the man who lost a briefcase.
Yes.
I have yours. I see you have mine. May I?
Naturally. My secretary said something about it.
There's something missing. Something of value to no one but me. I want it.
Something missing?
Yes. You know where it is?
And I know what it is. A map of China's secret munition dump.
Yet you haven't gone to the police. Why?
Because? Just who are you, and whom do you represent?
That's beside the point.
You're a German agent, I know it. Now listen to me. I didn't turn that map over to the police because I'm not a fool like so many of my countrymen. If that munition dump blows up, it will close the Burma Road and force China out of the war.
So?
I want to see all this useless slaughter stopped. Herr Hitler will win, and I have done my best in a quiet way to prepare America for his coming.
I'm only concerned about the present. I have to get that map to Rangoon.
I'll give it to you on one condition.
I know, my dear. I promise you the leaders shall hear of your services. You shall get recognition. Now, please, the map.
Miss Rollins. Oh, excuse me.
Come back later, Mills. I'm busy.
I see you found your briefcase.
You didn't report it to the conductor.
I didn't think you wanted any publicity.
How much does she know?
Mills, I want to talk to you.
About the picture? Oh, I saw you last night with the curling iron.
You've been with me a long time. How would you like a raise in salary?
Why, Miss Rollins.
It's occurred to me lately that you're ready for better things, a more dignified position. Money, clothes, jewels, even credit for some of the writing you've done for me. Would that interest you?
That would be wonderful.
Well, that's settled. Now that we all understand each other.
Everyone in the baggage car, please. Everyone in the baggage car, please.
Mills, everything depends on this. Your entire future, you understand?
I understand perfectly.
Quick, where's the map?
I am sorry, Miss Rollins.
This is high-handed and insolent.
It is Inspector Yinpor's orders. Everyone is to come to the baggage car. Especially mine here, Van Hoogst.
I'm honored.
There is no sign of a wound, Inspector Yinpor.
Thank you, Doctor.
My clothes, please. All this has been very unnecessary.
Vicky, why wouldn't you talk to me last night?
I didn't...
Oh, I thought you had met before. Listen, if you know what's good for you, you stay away from Miss Nilsson.
And you little squirt, if you know what's good for you, why, I'm gonna...
Gentlemen, please. I cannot allow you to disrupt my investigation. Please. Proceed. Mynheer, this Otto Brinker, he was a very good friend of yours?
No, just an acquaintance. He claimed to be a fellow countryman. It should be very obvious that he was the murderer.
Ah, but there was no knife wound on his body. No more than there was on yours, Mynheer. And until I find a man with such a wound, this case cannot be closed.
I suppose it hasn't occurred to you, Inspector, to look at the body of the late Mr. Peel. It's just possible that he may have wounded himself in the death struggle.
Yes. Thank you very much, Mynheer Van Hoogst. There is such a wound on the late Mr. Peel. And I think you will agree with me that beside the doctor and myself, only the murderer could have known about it. I am very much afraid you have given yourself away, Mynheer.
Inspector, you forced me to tell you where I was when the murder was committed.
Yes?
It's a very delicate matter. May I speak to you confidentially?
Yes? Oh, very unusual. Miss Rollins?
I don't see what this has to do with me.
I hesitate to ask a lady of your position such a question, but did you meet Mynheer Van Hoogst before today? Did you?
Why, yes.
Did he call on you last night?
Yes.
At what time?
1:45.
You're sure?
Yes.
I see. Miss Rollins, what time did he leave? Uh-huh.
Are you completely satisfied now, Inspector?
Oh, yes. More or less. Miss Mills, can you verify this?
My secretary wouldn't know. She was in another car.
If you don't mind, Miss Mills.
The whole thing is a lie. She was alone last night. Carolyn Rollins is a Nazi sympathizer. She has a valuable piece of military information she intends turning over to the Japanese.
Why, you quiet! Miss Rollins, you are under arrest.
And that man is a Gestapo agent. They're in it together.
He tried to make a getaway, but I got him, the blighter.
Somebody make him stay. Me no blighter. Me Chinese. I no like it.
Amara Hai Badu play here.
E.J.O, sit down. Thanks to you, Miss Mills, this is not in the hands of the Japanese. You deserve a gold medal.
Oh, I'd settle for a job. I'm pretty well stranded at the moment.
Well, I will see what I can do for you. Would you mind waiting outside in the vestibule now, please, for a few moments? And you, Mr. Barton, I owe you a new hat, which I will buy for you when we get to Rangoon. But suppose I were to tell you that I have arranged to stop the train a mile or so this side of Rangoon, and that by some strange chance there would be a motor car waiting to take both of you to the waterfront, where I understand there is a boat ready to go to America. Would you settle for that? Would I? I knew you would.
Wait, Miss Yinpo. Thanks. Will you do me a favor? Would you see that Nicholas gets these back?
Oh, with pleasure.
Thanks again.